Welcome to the first episode of Talk series at NyayaNishtha. Today we have Advocate Rekha Aggarwal here. She has an eminent practice of 35 years in litigation. She's an expert of matrimonial laws and cases. She has also been featured in a lot of leading news channels like ABP News, Hindustan Times, Navbharat Times, a lot of news channels. She's also the president of NCDRC, and today we are going to ask her some questions that are of eminent importance to all the budding lawyers and law students of our era.
So, ma'am, as we have learned that internships are most important in college, but never more than now. So, what do you think? What is the importance of internships, and what should an intern learn while interning under a lawyer?
Rahul, as a lawyer who's been practicing for so many years, it is only for the last few years that I've seen that a lot of interns, are coming to me with requests for, placement. And thankfully, your college has a wonderful placement cell who sends such lovely and bright students like you and Aditya and Mayank to me, for placement. And I think that my experience has shown that internship goes both ways.
Yes.
Not only are you learning from your senior, but the senior is also learning from you. And believe me that it's not, I've learned a lot from you interns. Probably it is your positive energy, your youthfulness, your fresh approach to ideas, your innovative questions,
Yes.
Which you ask me, which also takes me away from my boredom and my complacency. When I feel that, I know it all, but sometimes when the questions are put, by you, by the young interns who come to me, yes, I also scratch my head and I say, yes, what do I answer that? I cannot fool this person because this boy or this girl is a law student. So I think that internship is very, very important. We as the law students were unfortunate not to have these internship opportunities at our times. हमारे ज़माने में ये नहीं होता था बेटा. So I wish we also had this opportunity of
Yes.
interning under a senior or interning in any court under a judge as a law student or as a law clerk. I think it's a wonderful opportunity because you learn the practical aspects of law. While in law school, of course, nowadays we have the moot court system, which is there. Even in our times, we had it. I studied in the Campus Law Center of the Delhi University, and we had a wonderful moot court society. And now more and more colleges have made it mandatory that every student must, have a go at moot courts. Earlier, it was more by choice,
Yes.
but now I've learned that it has become mandatory. So I think that since whenever you think of the law profession, the first thing that comes to your mind is a court.
Yes.
So though it is not necessary that after you complete your LLB and you get your law degree, it is not necessary that every law student will become a lawyer.
Yes.
He can become a judge, or he may go in for a law officer's course, or he may join the UPSC, join the government, as a law officer in a public sector undertaking. There are so many opportunities which are available. But yes, as an intern, when you think of the first thing, as I said, comes to your mind is a practicing lawyer. So when a law student, a law intern is instead of just sitting at a desk and learning from a book or hearing a lecture where there's not a two-way traffic. So this practical experience that you get by meeting a senior, understanding how the office works, how even a basic file is, how do you make a file, how do you interact with the client, what is the decorum that has to be maintained,
Yes.
the dignity of the legal profession, what it requires, high standards of ethics are required in that, how do you address a judge, so all those things the intern has to learn in whatever he may make of his law degree later on. But at this moment, when the intern is not saddled with the responsibility of making a career, there's no economic, responsibility very often at this stage. There's no financial responsibility at this stage when you are a law student. And so you can very easily, use your energies in a more constructive manner instead of just wasting your time away in the college. So I think that all students must definitely take an advantage. Make sure that you get a good placement as an intern in the lawyer of your choice,
Yes.
who's doing the subject of your choice. and then interact with your seniors.
Yes.
And I'm certain that when you go back to your college, you will be enriched with the experience that you had, and you will be applying it to your whenever you're studying the books in the law course, you'll be applying your mind that yes, मैंने ये वाला case देखा था court के अंदर. For example, it's a matrimonial case, and you are as a law intern, you come to my office. Along with me, you go to the court. You see a case being argued over there, whether it is a maintenance case or a divorce case or a consumer case, any case whatsoever. You immediately apply your mind that yes, I have got practical knowledge. So everything which is written in the books, ipso facto doesn't immediately translate into justice. The loopholes that are there, because you have a very rosy picture about yes, if a woman applies for maintenance,
Yes.
she applies for maintenance, and the next day she probably gets maintenance.
Yes.
But no, it's a very long journey.
Yes.
So all those practical aspects you learn, and so when you become a lawyer later on, it will be easier for you to deal with your clients then. So I think that internship is a wonderful opportunity which law students have.
So basically, theory and practical are
Yes, the
meeting.
theory and
It's a
practical
meeting
are
point,
meeting.
right?
Yes.
As ma'am, you have an eminent practice of 35 years in litigation in the legal spectrum, ma'am. My question to you is, ma'am, as in the beginning when the constitution was drafted and the whole legal system was being set up, it was completely dominated by males. So ma'am, now it has eminently changed in the past 10 to 15 years. So ma'am, still, what is your take on how a woman can establish herself in the litigation practice?
That's a very interesting question, Aditya. It has set me down the memory lane way back when I joined so many years ago. As I say, a lot of water has flown under the bridge now. Of course, as a woman, and despite the fact that we may talk of high-sounding things in these in this interview, the Constitution, notwithstanding, which grants equal rights to men and women, and there can be no discrimination against a woman on the ground of her gender. A lot of discrimination was prevalent at that time, and the legal system was indeed dominated by men, whether it was as a lawyer or and even as far as the judiciary is concerned, the ratio between male judges and female judges was very, very low. And despite that, I as a woman had the guts to join the legal profession because of the support of my family. And I did notice over there at that time that the lady lawyers who were there were mostly those lady lawyers who had come into the profession because of their fathers or because of their husbands. And there were very few legal lady lawyers who were there independent without any support system or without any background of a father or a husband being there. And the reason probably was that women were considered as a less equal, vis-a-vis a man. And the reasoning and the thoughts were कि लड़की तो शादी करके घर चली जाएगी, अपने ससुराल चली जाएगी. So with that thought process, and the patriarchal thought process which was prevalent in society, it was there even in the legal profession. So not only our male counterparts, but even clients were very reluctant to give cases to us. I remember that when I just joined, some of the clients asked me that they would ask my age, and I was quite appalled. Why do you have to ask my age? Said, oh, we want to know whether you're married or unmarried. I said, does it make a difference whether I'm married or unmarried? They said, no, अक्सर होता है कि शादी करके लड़कियां चली जाती हैं. Then we have to look for another lawyer. So, those, odd questions were asked to me at that time. And it was probably the clients had this, thoughts that, the girl will not be able, a lady lawyer will not be able to devote enough time to their cases because she'll be burdened with the domestic responsibilities, of looking after her husband and after children and in-laws. She may not be as much serious. She may not be able to devote as much time as is required. She will have the, burden of going home in time. And the legal profession is very demanding, no doubt about that. It's not like a 9-to-5 job. So yes, those problems were there, but yes, God has been kind, and I think that the only mantra, which stood by me in all these years was that perseverance. I was determined not to go back. It was with great difficulty that I was able to get my LLB degree, and those 3 years as a law student. I did not want those 3 years to go waste, only on the ground that, I'm being kind of, given a less equal treatment than I deserved. So, and I remembered those three monkeys of Gandhiji at that time. Na dekho, na suno, na socho,
Na bura dekho,
na bura dekho, na bura suno, na bura bolo. So, I had to keep my mind shut whenever I faced these kind of problems. And it was like, you just have to keep focused. So I said, no, I'm not going to, buckle down under any pressure. Mujhe koi daba nahi sakta. I'm here to stay. I'm going to prove my mettle. Nobody should treat me as a less equal person only because I'm a woman lawyer, So I guess all those things stood by me, and those value system of my parents, my education, and to some extent, very good colleagues, were there. It was not as if all of them were hostile towards me. They were very nice, encouraging people. My seniors were there who never made me feel inferior in any manner. So all those things, a good value system, the determination to be there and determination not to bow down under any kind of pressure. I think all those things have stood by me. And as I said, that the clients used to be kind of, dominating, hostile. Male counterparts were there. Sometimes even the judges. And if I may make a very honest statement that over here, that sometimes even the judges would not take me very seriously because they used to wonder that whether I read my brief or not. So the thing to remember is to be sincere. And if you have read your brief, if you're sincere to your work, it just does not matter whether you're a lady lawyer or a male lawyer. Prove your mettle, and then nobody is going to discriminate against you on the ground of gender.
Ma'am, what is that one line or two line or a quote or a message from your side to all the law students who are striving and struggling day and night in litigation courts or either at the law firms or the corporate offices? Just one piece of advice.
With all my love, I would like to talk to all the budding lawyers who are listening to this program. You are blessed to be a part of the legal system. You're blessed to be studying law, and you're going to be really blessed to be a lawyer. You are indeed in a very, very noble profession. Even Gandhiji was a lawyer. Remember that. And keeping that in mind, and talking of Gandhiji, my message to all the youngsters who are all like my children would be that make your mark in the legal profession, because this is one profession where you don't have to spend anything from your pocket, except give your time and energy. You don't have to sell anything except your advocacy skills, your dedication, your knowledge of law. So, spend your time and energy in a more positive manner, in a more healthy manner. Deliver justice, because remember, when a client comes to you, he's putting his life in your hands. Be loyal, be truthful to yourself. First of all, as I said, the Bible says, love thy neighbor as you love yourself. So first you have to love yourself. So you have to prove your mettle to the world. And the legal profession is one place where you can really prove your mettle to the world. Is keep focused, stay focused, channelize your energies in a positive manner, that the world salutes you and does not look down upon you as a lawyer who is only there to delay the delivery of a verdict and not there just to take a tariq in the court. That you're not just an adjournment lawyer, but here you're a lawyer who is there, who means business, who means hard work, who is going to deliver justice to his client, who is going to remember the fact that he is first of all an officer of the court, who does not compromise on his ethics, who does not compromise on his values, does not compromise on his principles, and the world is going to salute you in your journey as a lawyer. Remember that famous poet Iqbal, who said, "Khud ko kar buland itna ki khuda tujhse पूछे कि बोल तेरी रजा क्या है." So the mantra is to stay honest, to be dedicated, not to compromise on your conscience, not to compromise on your principles, and then you will be ensuring that you get justice not only for your client, but also when you go back home as a content person, whether you win the case or whether you lose the case.